Hi, everyone, and thanks again for joining me for another episode of Your Pleasure Incorporated into Daily Living. Today is part two of talking about the explosive, dynamic, phenomenal potential for vaginal orgasm that all women have. So last week I talked about the fact that there is a G spot named after Dr. Grafenberg, and it's 1.5 inches up into the vagina, about the size of a dime, but swells to the size of a quarter. Usually it's 12 o'clock high. Sometimes it's a little to the left of that or a little to the right. And the fact that it feels lumpier than the rest of the vaginal wall. And if you press on it, it feels uncomfortable if you're not excited because you're pressing up against the urethra, which is right behind it. But when you're extremely excited, pressing on it with a slow, deep rubs is exactly what you want to do to bring about a vaginal orgasm. Now, just because every woman has one does not mean that every woman will ever have a vaginal orgasm. In fact, the sad statistics are that only 5% of women who have orgasm regularly ever have a vaginal orgasm. And I think there's a couple of reasons for that. Number one, the G spot is inside the vaginal wall. And if it is not exercised, if the vagina and the PC muscle in particular are not exercised on a regular basis, then this allows the G spot itself to go unutilized. And just like anything, you rest, you rust. If it's not being used, then there's a good chance that it's shrinking. So if you would like to make sure that your G-spot is working in tip-top condition, it's a really important thing to do your Kegel exercises. And you need to do about 300 a day. I know some places will tell you, oh, do 50 and that's fine. Do 50 a day, and that's definitely better than nothing. But it's really important to want to have that area toned, because if it is toned, there's a much better chance that it will rise to the occasion. So that's number one. Absolutely need to prepare the area. The other thing that you need to remember is that you cannot push the river and you cannot force this to happen just because you want it to. All right. Every woman is different, and some women are enjoying a direct approach. Other women like their minds stimulated first, and then that translates to the rest of the body going with the excitement that the mind has created. So whatever your lady enjoys, that is the kind of preparation that is really, really important. Whether it's a slow dance together, a delicious massage, a meal that you feed each other, or just using, silk materials or soft sensual materials against the skin from top to bottom. All kinds of foreplay can be utilized and should be utilized to help stimulate the G spot. But the most important exercise and the most important preparation is the Kegel exercises. And I can tell you right now that if a woman has done at least her 300 Kegels on the day that you're planning on making love with her, there is a much, much better chance that she's going to have a vaginal orgasm than if she hasn't. And if you know the best position for you and your lady to make that vaginal orgasm happen, you guys are on your way to one hell of a blissful multi-orgasm. So that's the talk today. Preparation is absolutely key, because if the area is not prepared, if it is not sensitized and toned, then you're not going to even sense where it is, and you're going to go right past it. So it's really, really important to know where it is and to work that area to make it strong, toned, and sensitive. Next week, I'm going to talk about the very best positions for the vaginal orgasm. I hope you'll join me for that. Thank you so much for joining me today. See you next week. Bye for now.